Alright, good people, good evening. Hope you guys had a good start to the week here. I want to give you guys a quick update on what I got rocking here as far as open positions, as far as closed positions, and really what I'm looking for here is we ride into the end of the year. So as far as positions that have been closed, been riding here with the put credit spread in Netflix for the last couple of weeks. I'm loving this weekly squeeze, and this is a setup that I definitely want to get back into, but the credit spread this morning on this nice pop, finishing the day up almost 4%, was good enough to bring home a good chunk of that max profit. So the structure of this trade, guys, based on the weekly, was selling that put credit spread a couple of weeks ago, selling those strikes under that weekly 21, selling the 480s, and then buying the 475s as protection. So it was a good risk reward. Had to sit through a little bit of ugliness last week. However, a good pop here today was good enough to bring home $1,700 of a max potential $2,800 bucks. So bringing in $1,700, and like I said, the weekly squeeze, it hasn't even really got going here yet. So on any kind of pullback on that daily chart, I'm looking to get back into another swing here. So I certainly like Netflix for a potential move to the upside over the next few months. And then as far as open positions, Amazon was a bit of a gut check last week, but the structure of the setup, the weekly squeeze here, never changed. So there was never a reason for me to get rid of the position, regardless of it being a little bit sloppy there last week. So a bit of a pop here today. And it's very similar to Netflix. I'm giving this swing position with the weekly squeeze plenty of time to work out, going with the January 15th expiration, and I sold the 3080 puts, and then I bought the 3070s as protection. So the position, guys, as of today is just about break even, but this is at the moment only about a 2.5% position. I would love to scale into a little bit more. So my mindset is, given it a little bit of time, I would like to see the weekly chart turn bullish here on the squeeze indicator, but as long as we continue to hold above that weekly 21, we got plenty of time to expiration. I'm certainly open-minded to jumping into, either adding to that existing spread or jumping into a different vertical all alone. So Amazon there, guys, given that plenty of time, and then Tesla. So Tesla has been certainly very rewarding here over the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to have to tally it up, but I think since the squeeze is fired here a couple of weeks ago, just about $15,000 to $20,000 of profit. So smaller positions on right now, only risking a portion of the profits made on what I always think is the easy move, which is once that squeeze fires and you're making that initial push off the 21. At this point, we're trying to milk it for whatever it has left. So I do think there's a chance here we make a push towards 700 into this monthly expiration coming up on Friday, kind of continuing the push into the S&P 500 inclusion. So the positions I got here, guys, smaller positions, but I do got a handful of them kind of working my way in there last week. Just a whole bunch of put credit spreads. So this Friday's expiration and all of the short strikes being under 600. So max profit between all of them is about 4,000. We're about halfway there today. So what I'm looking for tomorrow in a perfect world is we came into the session today with a good looking hourly squeeze, and that did fire to the upside. So we got nice bullish momentum here, and now heading into the session tomorrow, putting aside any kind of gap tomorrow morning, we got a good looking 2-hour squeeze looking to fire long as well. So in a perfect world, we wake up tomorrow, the 2-hour squeeze goes on ahead here, fires to the upside. We're making a push towards brand new all-time highs. We got about 70-80% of our max profit, and we can go on ahead and close the spreads and not have to worry about what the rest of the week brings. So that's Tesla, guys. Being patient there on Amazon, looking to add to that position. Definitely looking for a re-entry in Netflix on any kind of pullback opportunity. But we got the daily squeeze going here, so she might be making a nice move sometime soon. And then as far as other positions I would like to work into, I do like Peloton here. Definitely got a little bit shaken out of a spread last week. Now it was only it was about break even, but nonetheless, never fun to kind of get shaken out and then see it turn the corner on you. However, I still like the setup here. So a good looking daily squeeze, any kind of dip, any kind of softness here this week, looking for a re-entry. Typical 30 or so days to expiration, looking to sell some puts down, call it 115 or so. That's what I'll be looking for on Peloton. Now for NVIDIA, I do like NVIDIA here, guys, in the long run, kind of going into Q1 to make a nice move towards the upside. I think there's been a lot of strength here in the semiconductors, and I see that continuing. However, the structure of the daily chart for me just isn't quite yet ready for an entry. I need a couple solid closes above the 21, but what I really need, more importantly, is for all the bearish momentum here on the squeeze histogram to totally disappear. So if we can start getting yellow bar after yellow bar, and then ultimately some of those light blue bars, now the momentum is shifting, I'm a lot more comfortable taking a position. So I want to get me a piece of NVIDIA, but not quite yet. What I'm looking for here, guys, is just giving it time to get a little bit more solid, and then go and call it January, February expiration, put credit spread, giving it plenty of time to potentially work its way out of this daily squeeze, making a push back up towards 600. So I'm really kind of focusing on bigger picture, longer term trades right now as we're rolling into the new year, versus trying to, kind of, I guess the way I can word it is I'm not trying to get caught up here in the ebbs and flows of the market. So I like the odds of the market and all, the weekly squeezes going higher over the next few months. But as we look at the structure of the charts right now, nothing but exhaustion. We're kind of trapped in a weekly squeeze. I just don't want to be backing myself into a corner where I need Amazon or I need Netflix or Peloton or whatever the case may be to make the move immediately. So I'm comfortable right now, guys, giving them plenty of time. And then the only other position I got right now here is Snow. So, with Amazon, where I'm looking to build up to about a 10% or so position, on this trade right here, guys, I got about a 1.5% position. So it's not going to make or break me. Not my typical setup. Typically, I'm looking for the squeeze, the beginning of the squeeze, getting my entry into 21 and catching all that momentum. What I'm looking for here is just a continuation of a very strong trend that could be beginning. So if you look at our weekly chart, we're just at the beginning of this move. Now, maybe I'm dead wrong here and this thing completely breaks down, but we get one pullback to the 21, another leg to the upside. We got a second pullback here today to the 21. I'm putting myself in a position where over the next 30 days, if we do get the continuation of this really strong trend, I'm in a good position to take advantage of it. If it totally shits the bed on me, excuse the French, but if it totally dies off on us here, it's a 1.5% position. So keep that in mind. Position size is everything. But with Snow, let it snow. With Snow here, guys, January 15th expiration, going with the monthlies, selling those puts at 300 and then buying the 290s as protection. So we're well under the daily 21, and the structure of the weekly chart, we're well under that weekly 8 EMA as well. And with the rising 21 here, I just like the structure. So not my typical trade where I'm looking to get in right at the beginning of a new move, right inside the squeeze at the 21, 5-10% position. This is more so an explosive move, making a pretty good pullback here over the last couple of days. I'm looking to get positioned for that potential continuation, and to risk 1.5% to me is worth it. So that's the scoop, guys, on my open positions. I'll keep you all updated, but I wish you guys the best of luck trading this week. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.